everyone, and welcome to the 4th installment of Rabid Radicals. When I was doing research for the first and previous installments of this series, I saw that an awful lot of these posts I found or that you guys submitted had the Down With Sis hashtag branded on them, along with whatever else these posts were supposed to be for. I kept it in mind, as I have heard from a lot of reliable sources that these posts are some of the worst on Tumblr ever since it started on the site. So for my time out sick, I decided to read up on this and dip my head into the rabbit hole of insanity just to see how bad it really was. What could possibly go wrong? A lot of things, as you guys are about to see. Down With Sis is a complete and utter shit show from start to finish. To tell you guys the truth, I actually felt sick to my stomach reading post after post of this hot garbage. So enough babbling, let's jump right in. For everyone who's unaware of what this means, Down With Sis is a meme depicting cisphobia and everything associated with it. To help you gain a better understanding of the context, I'm going to define a few key terms associated with it first. Transgender, by definition, is a person whose sense of personal identity and gender that does not correspond with their gender assigned at birth. What does this mean? This is an individual who does not identify with their current gender and wishes to transition to the opposite one that they do identify with. Cisgender, by definition, is a person whose sense of personal identity and gender that corresponds with their gender assigned at birth. What does this mean? This means any individual who identifies with the gender they were born with, also known as a non-transgender individual. Cisphobia is exactly what you think it is. By definition, it is fear or hatred of cissexuality or cisgenderism or of cis individuals themselves. Kind of like homophobia or transphobia, but towards cisgender individuals. Same principles, same behavior. According to many sources, including subreddit Out of the Loop and Know Your Meme, the meme apparently started out as a Tumblr post where the OP claimed a group of trans people jumped out of a van and proceeded to beat up their friend on the street with no explanation as to why. According to witnesses, the people responsible were all wearing t-shirts that read Down With Sis during the altercation. The story and accompanying slogan themselves were a hoax designed to mock the behavior of SJWs within the community, portraying them as a feral, almost cult-like group, thus granting it meme status. However, after this meme gained notoriety for what it really was, many people within the LGBT community on Tumblr took it seriously and blew the meme completely out of proportion with their own memes depicting the Down With Sis slogan. Eventually, the meme lost its true satirical nature that mocked SJWs for the idiots they are and warped into something made to promote their nonsensical propaganda. What started out as satire made to mock a group of people's trashy behavior soon became an outlet for malicious and certifiably insane elitists to bully people they don't agree with, much in the same vein they accuse those same people of doing to them on the daily. Much like fat acceptance, these people claim they are oppressed and mistreated by every cisgender individual on Earth, when in reality, their actions are what causes people to consider them with such disdain. Much like radical feminists, they don't care one bit about their community or movement. They want strict obedience and control of the masses. It doesn't matter to them if you're a member of the LGBT community or an outside ally. If you identify as your assigned gender, you are somehow worse than Hitler to them, and they will do whatever they can to make your life a living hell. Here's some examples of the type of people you will see in this dumpster fire. While variants of these do exist in just about every community that has graced the planet, and while I already brought these people up in episode 1 of this series, these are the most common within the Down With Sis movement. If you don't agree with them, they hate you by default. If you dare to deflate their points with proven facts, they brand you as evil, transphobic, or whatever buzzword sounds intelligent to them. And if you call them out for being hypocritical and behaving exactly like their detractors, they go absolutely nuclear. They will twist your words and find ways to accuse you of saying things that you never said just because they're somehow offended by whatever you're saying, especially if you're right. They pay not a single regard to facts that are facts for a reason, and often gloss over them or flat out steamroll over them to get their point across. They don't care about explaining themselves or helping people understand their point of view. All they care about is winning the argument, as if anyone is really keeping score. They pick fights with people they hate, including people who are a part of their own community, and have to wonder why they are getting harassed by people just like them, calling the results of their behavior oppression towards transgender people, undeserved bullying and harassment. The list goes on. Oh, you didn't put a trigger warning on your post that directly calls them out? Ooh, you're transphobic. Post proven facts from a reliable source that deconstructs their entire point and exposes it for the trash it really is? Death threats in your DMs impending. Call them out for harassing you, your friends, or even your family with their alternate accounts? You're oppressing them. It's free speech. But no, it's okay for them to do it to other people for whatever reasons they see fit, right? They don't care who or what is offending them. They will dismember it like a group of starving hyenas. They will gang up on one person and spam them with hate messages with as many accounts as they can create to bypass their main ones being blocked. They have zero respect for anything or anyone. They'll tell you to kill yourself just because they didn't like what you said on your blog. They've even gone so far as to bully people off of Tumblr permanently with their toxicity and continue to do so to this day. I shouldn't even have to tell you why this is unacceptable, and if I do, you haven't been paying attention. Speaking of people who pay no attention, this is the part where all the cisphobic catastrophes happen. While most of these people take offense to just about everything in the known universe, some of them are a little quieter about their blatant hatred of cis people if it's even present in the first place. Some SJWs involved in this are cisgendered people who claim to be part of or even allies of the LGBT community but are guilty of bullying or otherwise harassing everyone who doesn't think straight cisgender people are oppressive, evil, things of that nature, on the behalf of their transgender friends they claim to be quote-unquote defending. Cisphobics are the loudest voices here, and they're the ones that preach the aforementioned hatred of cisgenders on such a pandemic scale. They're the ones posting that they hope all cisgenders die out in the open for the world to see. They're the ones referring to cis people as scum and treating them as such. If you so much as identify with the gender you were born with, God forbid, to them you are apparently the spawn of Satan who wishes nothing more than to make their lives a living hell. It should be obvious that not all trans people are cisphobic psychos like this who wish death on others. The vast majority actually condemn these people for being just as hateful as the transphobics they claim to be absolutely tortured by, because it's true, they are. That's where the hypocrisy ties in. Much like the TERFs these people hate so much and pick fights with on a regular basis, they say the same horrendous things under different labels. For example, where TERFs tell trans women that they aren't real women, cisphobics will tell women who are born female and identify as female the exact same thing. Where TERFs are rejected by women they like and call them homophobic for either preferring men or by not settling for incels like them, cisphobics will call love interests who reject them based on gender or basic standard preferences transphobic. I could go on all day drawing parallels between the two sides, but we don't have all day. Not to mention, transphobes like TERFs aren't the only people they'll start flame wars with. This will apply to everyone willing to crush their ego like a bug under their shoe simply by calling them out for their hate speech and verbal vulgarities. These people are 99% of the time transgendered individuals who know damn well what being bullied based on their gender identity feels like, and 9 times out of 10 know damn well that they are not representing the T of the LGBT community in a responsible light. They know this and do not care. All they care about is conditioning the rest of the community to their toxicity like the narcissists they are. I will happily go so far as to say that hate speech and toxicity like this that is capable of running people off of websites never to return is part of the reason the LGBT community doesn't get near enough of the respect it deserves. It certainly doesn't do them any favors. For everyone in the community without untreated mental issues and a hate boner for an entire portion of the world, here are some things to consider. Should you come across some down with cis post or blog that promotes and churns out hate speech, by all means, report it, especially if they're telling people to kill themselves or are infamous for harassing naysayers. You'll be doing the site a huge favor. Mods can't do much unless you bring it to their attention. Don't shoot the cisphobic any messages at all. They're just like TERFs. They get off on the drama and the grief that they cause others, avoid any and all confrontation if at all possible, and starve them of any satisfaction they can feed their ego with. They will likely post the conversations on their blog and gloat about it if you say anything to them. If you're being bullied and or harassed by a cisphobic or their SJW flying monkeys, report and block any and all accounts they're known to use. Sometimes accounts that claim to be friends with these people or are trying to befriend you are often sock puppets that one person is using to look like they have supporters on their side. On Tumblr, this is the kind of idiocy and manipulation that you're dealing with. It's a lot more common of a practice than you think. Pay attention to their typing style. If it looks like it might be them on the other side, chances are it probably is. Down with Cis serves as a case study on the result of when laughs, satire, and memes are taken a little further than they deserve to be. When people blow something as stupid as a simple meme out of proportion for whatever reason, it can only result in stuff like this. Thank you you for watching if you made it this far. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you saw and wish to see more like it. If you want to follow me on social media, my channel's official Discord, Twitter, and Instagram are linked down below for your viewing pleasure. There, you'll be able to suggest topics for future videos, submit screenies for future content, receive updates on videos in queue, and you might even get to see the stuff either found or submitted that was too spicy for YouTube. Oh goody. Check them out, and I'll see you guys in the next installment. Take care!